Hello and welcome to episode 29 of the Victorian Studio Podcast. My name is Maureen and I'm coming to you from Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada on Sunday, January the 3rd, 2016. Well, Happy New Year to everyone and welcome to all new and returning viewers. I hope you enjoy your visit today. Well, I apologize for my voice today. Both hubby and I got sick on New Year's Eve during the day, unfortunately. At least it wasn't Christmas week we got sick. It was the week after. I can't believe it's already time to go to work, back to work tomorrow. The 2 weeks that I've had off has gone by so quickly. Very busy getting ready for Christmas like everybody else, the first week of holidays. And then the second week, most of it was spent both of us being very sick. So that kind of sucks, but oh well. Like I say, it could have been worse. We could have been sick for actual Christmas Day, so we weren't. We had a wonderful Christmas time, seeing a lot of family members, some from out of country as well, so that was wonderful. As usual, Santa spoiled us all, and I'll go through with a few nitty items that I got for Christmas a little bit later. So I hope you all had a wonderful holiday season as well. Since I've been sick the last few days, I got quite a bit of knitting done, but what I'll do is I'll review what I did get done over the last few weeks, because some of them were for Christmas gifts. So the first finished project that I got done was my dad's scarf. And because I gave it to him on Christmas Day, I don't have it here to show you, but I'll insert a picture here of what it looked like just after I finished it. He seems to like it. It's made out of alpaca, using the Barocco Ultra Alpaca Light. I used US 7s or 4.5 millimeter needles to make this, and this is the very basic scarf. And he, like my daughter and myself, we all love turquoise and teal colors, so these were the two colors that I used. This teal of the Barocco Ultra Alpaca Light is color 42104, and then for the stripes, I used this ecru in the same alpaca, and it's color 4201. So yeah, I was very pleased that I was able to finally get that finished for him, just with an hour to spare. And speaking of Christmas gifts, I also gifted a few family members items that I had made before. I gave my mom my Aran Delight mitts, and I'll insert a picture of them here. When I was making them, I know she said, oh, she'd like a pair like this, so I ended up giving those ones to her for Christmas. I gave my mother-in-law my Age of Brass and Steam shawl, and she seemed to really like that as well. I'll put a picture in here. Hubby got his man hat, and it fit him just fine, so that was good. And then I also gave my night owl mittens to my daughter for Christmas, and she loves them and has already been wearing them as well. And Dad's been wearing, and Mom's been wearing, they've all been wearing the knitted items. So my family is very knit worthy, so that was really wonderful to see that they were so excited to get those items for Christmas. So I was very lucky that way. So the other item that I was able to finish just in the last few days was my Bonbon Shawlette by Fluffy Fibers. That's Isabel from the Fluffy Fibers podcast. I was working on this. I've been working on this for quite a while, and since I wasn't feeling well, I just wanted to work on something that was fairly mindless, and it's a nice pattern that repeats quite a few rows. So that was great to work on, and I was surprised that I was able to actually get it finished. So I think it's in this one, in my Kiki Boo bag by Denise at the Knitting Den. So I made this out of the Malabrigo yarn in the Sherry colorway. It's beautiful, beautiful purples, blues, really beautiful colors in this yarn. And the shawl pattern, this is actually a shawlette because she has released a larger version called the shawl, and it's in the same pattern, so if you buy the shawlette you get the shawl pattern as well. So here it is finished and all blocked out. It started out, let's see, 13 by 39 inches, and then it was blocked to 23 by 58, so it blocked out quite a bit. But I love the way then now it shows that beautiful lace patterning in there. So really is beautiful, so soft. Really love the way this turned out. Unfortunately, I didn't get it done in time for her shawl knit along. I believe it finished on the 22nd of December. I was just too busy that I wasn't able to get it completed for that, but I love it anyway. I wasn't making it just for the knit along. That was just kind of a bonus. I can hardly wait to wear this because it's very, very light, which will be nice to wear at work. You know, I won't get overheated wearing something very heavy, so I'm looking forward to wearing that at work. So Isabel's patterns are wonderful, so easy to knit along to understand, and I would highly recommend it. So that was my second finished object in the last couple of weeks. The third one is my cat toy. Now, I had hoped I would be able to get all three of my cats done in toy fashion, but unfortunately I only got 2 of the 3 done, so I'm still planning on doing the third one, but it won't be in time for the toy knit along, of course. But I did get the second one done, and that was Sheba, using my Ancient Arts yarns. So here is the second of my 2 cat toys, and this is Sheba, our gray tabby. So Ancient Arts was very kind to provide all the yarn support for all 3 of my cats, and they're also the sponsors of 2 of the prizes for the toy cal that'll be given away a little bit later in the episode. But I'm pleased the way that Sheba turned out. I have her sitting up rather than laying down like I did Dakota, the first one. She has a nice thick tail because she does have a very fluffy tail. She also has a white muzzle, and so like I explained last time I showed this to you, I was able to use the yarn in a way that I still had a white muzzle for her. And I put wire in her ears to make them stand up. And I went back and did the same on the Dakota toy because then they wouldn't flop over. So yeah, I'm very pleased with the way Sheba turned out. I'm glad that I got at least 2 of the 3 done. So in the next few weeks, hopefully I'll get working on Tawny, and I'll share that with you as I get her done. So as I mentioned, I was making this out of, let's see, in the cat bag, of course, from Fondant Fiber, my cat bag. I was making this out of the Ancient Arts yarns, and this colorway is Gray Tuxedo, and it's so beautiful. They have wonderful yarns, very, very soft. It's 100% superwash merino. And I used, let's see, US 3s or 3.25 millimeter needles, and I only used about 100 yards for the cat toy, so I have plenty left here to make something else. So I'm looking forward to maybe, I don't know, something small that I can make with the remainder of this. So yes, I was very pleased with how that turned out. It's just too bad that I got so busy before Christmas that I didn't have time to get even started on Tawny, but I will, because Ancient Arts dyed up special yarns just for her. So I'm going to really enjoy taking my time and doing it properly rather than rushing and doing a poor job. So I'm looking forward to working on the last of my 3 cats. So of course I entered her in the Penhook and Needles toy knit along, and also at Kim's Me, My Dog, and Some Yarn. They're both co-hosts of the toy knit along, so I was happy to enter the first 2 cats at least in those knit alongs. So 2 projects that I've been continuing to work on, and I did get some work done on. Let's see, I guess I'll show you this one first. This is my Christmas Eve sock cast on. Now, Danny at Little Bobbins Knits last year and this year had a Christmas Eve cast on of socks. Last year was her first year, my first year also. I participated. It took me forever though to finish those socks because I think it was only like the 2nd pair of socks that I had ever done. But these ones are coming along a lot faster. What I decided to do was use my West Yorkshire Spinners Hollyberry yarn for these socks. So what I did, the first thing I did was I wound up 2 balls or 2 cakes of the yarn and tried to match them up as close as possible so that I would hopefully have matching socks. And so far, so good. What I've been doing is I'm doing them 2 at a time, but on 2 separate sets of circular needles. They're my carbons. They are, let's see, US 1.5 or 2.5 millimeter needles. So I cast on 64. So I've done my 70 rows of regular, this is just my own vanilla sock pattern that I've developed to fit my foot. So I do 70 rows of stockinette after 20 rows of a 2x2 rib. So that's the first one. Now that I've counted how many 70 rows is, and I've got that done, all I'm doing now is just knit, and I don't have to worry about counting. For the second one, I'll just continue it on until I get down to the same point of the pattern, and then I'll start for the heel turn and gusset. So those are great, especially when I wasn't feeling well. That was a great knitting project to do. Again, just mindless, watching podcasts or YouTube videos or movies, that kind of thing. So hopefully I'll have them done soon. Yeah, really enjoying using West Yorkshire Spinner's special Christmas yarn for my Christmas Eve cast on socks. Okay, so that's that one. And the other project I've been working on is I got back to my Roosevelt cardigan. I had put this aside for so long. It had a few weeks of hibernation because I just didn't have time to kind of concentrate on all the cable work and everything that I had to do. So this is the Roosevelt Cardigan by Amanda Scheuzger. If you haven't been here before, it's a pattern from Interweave. And this is my first cardigan, and I've entered it into the Fiber Trex Epic knit along, and it doesn't really have an ending date, so that's good because it's taken me a while to do this, but it is coming along. It was very weird to get back to this because it had been so long since I'd worked on it. Kind of had to acquaint myself with where I was and what I was doing, that kind of thing. So it was great though to get back to it. Okay, so I think the last time I showed you, this is the body of the cardigan. I've done the sleeves already. So the last time I showed you, I was here, so I've added a few inches. Doesn't look like a lot, but it's quite a lot in width-wise, so I'm very pleased with how this is going on. I am using, let's see, US 6 or 4 millimeter needles, and the yarn that I'm using for this is the Wensleydale Long Wool Sheep Shop, again in a turquoisey teal color, I guess, more or less. It's darker, and I just love this. This is 100% Wensleydale sheep, so really love it. And I'm at about, I think, 14 inches in the back of the cardigan. I've been doing some increases. I have another 4 inches to go before I start doing some decreases for the neck and sleeves, so not very much more. Maybe next time I show you, I'll get some more work done on this and get up to that point, but I really love this pattern. It's got cable work up the front pocket and up both sides of the front, and also cable work on the matching on the sleeves, the cuffs, and running all the way up the arms. So I really love that. So far I'm very, very pleased with this, but it is getting kind of big and unwieldy. But yeah, it's nice to see that I was able to at least get a little bit more progress done on that. It's good to get back to it. So I think that's all the other knitting projects that I've been doing over these Christmas holidays. I have been working on another project, but it isn't knitting, and I'll share that with you in a little bit. So very excited. Now let's see, the other things I wanted to share with you today were my Christmas gifts. As I said, I was totally spoiled again this year by hubby and the rest of the family. And I had purchased some material to make some project bags for myself and maybe daughter. And this was earlier in the fall. And when I went to use my sewing machine, it really wasn't working right. It's a machine that hubby actually got me back in 1980, first year we were married. I believe it was for Christmas. And I used it on and off while daughter was young, especially sewing her Halloween costumes and that kind of thing. And I would do placemats and simple stuff. I really didn't do any clothing for myself or my daughter, but costumes mostly is what I used it for. And so it was put away for a few years, and it ended up getting seized up. So I was, in the last little while, was able to get it working again, but it really wasn't working well. And it was an older machine. All it did was straight stitch and zigzag. That was it. And for Christmas this year, hubby surprised me with a brand new sewing machine. So I'll insert a picture of it here. It's again a brother. I had a brother machine that he gave me back in 1980. So this one is a significant improvement. It's a computerized one with 80 different stitches. It's beautiful. So much fun to use. So I'm thrilled. And because I got a new machine, of course, I had to try it out. And so I got out the material that I had purchased from Spoonflower a few months ago. And even though it's now after Christmas, it's a Christmas fabric, I'll use it this year. What I thought, I'm not going to do another Christmas where I'm knitting up to an hour before we go to Christmas dinner. I'm going to resolve to start my Christmas gifts much earlier. And so what I'm going to do is use my Christmas theme bags to specifically do Christmas projects. So even though it isn't Christmas time, that's where those projects are going to go. So it could be July that I pull out, a Christmas bag, but that's because it's a Christmas gift. So hopefully that solution will work, and I'll get my gifts done a lot earlier next year. So what I did for my first project on my brand new sewing machine was a project bag. And this beautiful fabric from Spoonflower is just adorable. I was thrilled with the way this turned out, and I followed the tutorial by Nicole at Hue Loco Podcast. If you haven't seen her podcast, it's wonderful. I'll link it in the show notes, but she has a tutorial online for knitting your own holiday bag. I changed it up a little bit. I only did one design on it. She has, we used two fabrics. But it was wonderful to finally see how people made these. And it's fully lined. And I even have a little tab. And I added a handle onto it. And I also added, of course, a Christmas charm. I had a little reindeer charm. And I had enough material left over to make even a little notions bag. So I was thrilled with the way this turned out. I was able to box bottom the ends, like the bottoms of the bag. You pinch them and sew them up, cutting off a triangle at the bottom. So I was really thrilled how that worked out. How the zipper went in was wonderful, and even the notions pouch that also has the same lining inside, that one as well. So I was thrilled that I was able to finally use this material. And as I said, I'll use it for Christmas projects for next year. So thank you, Nicole at Hue Loco. It was a really great tutorial, so I recommend her tutorial. She also has some great tutorials on yarn dyeing, and I'm hoping to start that up maybe next weekend. I wasn't in any fashion or way to be able to dye yarn this weekend, unfortunately. But that was a lot of fun. So that was a wonderful Christmas surprise of a new sewing machine. I know I'm going to get lots of use out of it. Some of the other things that I got for Christmas was a gift certificate for our local yarn shop, which is wonderful. I can hardly wait to go over there. And they're even having some sales coming up, so make it go even farther. So I'm looking forward to going there. Hubby also enlisted my daughter's help and got me some soak, which I've never tried before, so I'm looking forward to getting that done. And he even got me a knitting magazine in my stocking, so that was really sweet. So it was a lot of fun. So yeah, I think knitting wise, that's what I got for Christmas. My daughter also got me a coffee maker for my office at work. Mine is on its last legs, so I'm thrilled that, like I say, and spoiled from both of them. So lots of fun. The other crafty acquisitions that I've gotten over the last couple of weeks, when we visited my sister, her and my brother-in-law were cleaning out their basement of a few things, and he collects antiques as well. And one of the items that he wanted to give me, but I made sure that I paid him at least something for it, was something that I saw on another podcast. I think it was Knitting in Circles. Amy had gotten this, and I thought it was a great idea. I wanted to use this glass head as a mannequin model for making hats, so I'll share that with you. He wanted to just get rid of this, and I thought, oh, this will be wonderful for my studio here, because it's a great model for when I knit hats. I haven't knit a lot of hats. This is hubby's man hat that I gave him for Christmas, but I thought this will be wonderful to put any projects that I have on the go and model them. So that was really cool. I know these are kind of hard to come by. I had purchased a styrofoam head at Halloween at Michael's, but when I got it home I realized it's not really the same size as a human head. It's smaller, and it's also too light. I was thinking of paper macheing around it or whatever, but this solves all the problems. It's nice and heavy, and it's just about the size of a real human head, so it's a great model for hats. So I thought you'd enjoy seeing that. And the other things that arrived this week in the mail was some wool, some yarn that I got after watching one of Sarah at Fiber Trek's episodes. It was, I believe, her most recent episode. She was talking about how she had done a trade for some of her fleeces from her own sheep for, I believe it's a spinning stool, chair that she uses for spinning from this company. And she said, oh, and if they've spun up this wool, they gave her some back. She says, if you're interested in having some Fiber Trek yarn, go check out One Lupine or Lupine. It's a Maine yarn company. And so I went right to their website right away and picked up 3 of these. These are Icelandic wool yarn, spun lappy style. So it's very rustic, but it is actually quite soft, very nice. And so I don't think I'd make anything like a scarf, anything really close to the skin. I think I'll maybe mitts or something else, or maybe a hat would be good out of this, or mixing it up, maybe putting it into a vest or something. But I just love this. But this is from some of Sarah's very own sheep, so I'm just thrilled. I think it's from her. She had 2 that she was saying that their yarn was from, and I think this one's from Rose. So it's a beautiful, beautiful yarn. So thank you so much, Sarah, for mentioning that on your podcast. I'm thrilled to have a piece of Fiber Trek yarn in my very own stash, so that was wonderful. It came really quickly from One Lupine, and this is their card that they added to the package as well. So yeah, that was a lot of fun. The other thing that I wanted to share was the day after Christmas, daughter and I went on our annual Boxing Day sale trips. So we hit the mall early as soon as the malls open. It was, I think, 7 o'clock. And we always, we don't have anything in particular that we wanted to get, but we like to head out and see what kind of sales are on. So because I got a sewing machine the day before, of course, one of the stores that we hit was the fabric store. And when we got there, I was pleased to see that they had 65% off all of their Christmas prints. So that was nice. So even though Christmas was over, I thought I would still pick up some fabric for future projects and project bags. And I told her to pick out some so I could make some for her as well. So I thought I'd just share with you the first of my fabric stash. Now, not only I have a yarn stash, I'm getting a fabric stash as well. So we found some really cute prints that are not just Christmassy but wintry. So this in the nice neutral gray, the same print in this red. And daughter picked out this one for a project bag. So cute, little deer. And got enough. I can make a couple of bags out of each of these. And we thought that this would make a nice interior fabrics, kind of like snowflakes. And this one is interesting too, this gray one, because it actually looks like knitting stitches and snowflakes as well. So that nice neutral will go well. This is the fabric that I really loved getting. This has some panels. Hopefully I'll be able to show you a little bit of these. Beautiful, beautiful teal colors, of course, my favorite. But these panels of designs are so beautiful. I'm thinking that I could possibly do some bags with these panels centered. And let's see if I can show you the smaller ones on this side. I got 2 sets of each of these panel designs, so really cute. These bears and deer, really, really pretty. So yeah, looking forward to creating some nice projects with those. So now that I have the machine, it's so nice to have a machine that doesn't lock up all the time and bunch up all the thread and everything. So it's been a joy to sew again. The other thing also, pardon me for reaching, when we were at the mall, we went to Anthropology, one of her favorite stores. And there they had a series of napkins, and they were almost kind of a Alice in Wonderland themed. But I saw these 2 napkins, and daughter had a wonderful idea. They're both the same. She said those would make great pockets on a bag or a project bag. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make these into a project bag. But I just love the design and the bunny on there. So I thought that was really cool. So what a good idea she had. And when we told the cashier what we were getting them for, she says, "Oh, that's a great idea." But they had all kinds of different designs, but I really like that bunny. And of course they were like 75% off. They were getting rid of a bunch of things. So that was a great deal that I picked up on Boxing Day as well. So now it's time to review the latest entries in the Toy Knit Along Finished Objects thread on the Victorian Studio podcast group over on Ravelry. If you haven't been here before, this Toy Knit Along started October the 1st and ended on December 31st, so I hope you got your toys in. It was created by Talia and Marlisha, the 2 lovely ladies at Pen Hook and Needles. Their podcast is lovely. You should check it out. It was also co-hosted by myself, Kim at Me, My Dog, and Some Yarn, and her podcast is great too. Check it out. And Farmagurumi at the Yarnaceuticals podcast. So if you're a member of all 4 of those Ravelry groups, you could quadruple enter your toys. So we had a finished objects thread. We ended up having, let's see, I made a count, 124 toys in total in our finished objects thread. So that was wonderful. We had a few posts that were deleted. So when I did my random.org choices for the prizes, it was from post 2 to 140, but there were 124 actual posts with toys in them. So that's what's in the running for the prizes that I'll announce just at the end of this podcast. So I'll start with where I finished off last time. with the first one to share with you today, Big Snowy Owl by Sally from Idaho. She knit this very cute owl. This is her fourth one, she said, and this pattern is by Pearl Soho. So thank you, Sally. The next one is Little Bunny Foo-Foo by Mama C, and this pattern is called Bunny Nuggets by Rebecca Danger. And she knit this using Dancing Dog Dyeworks yarn, and that's one yarn I don't think I have yet in my stash. I'd love to try. Their items are beautiful. The next one is Gargoyle by Rose Bob, and this is, she knit a second one. She did one a few weeks back, and she says it looks like a Ferengi, and I have to agree, yes it does, and that's a Star Trek reference, if you're not a Star Trek fan. That's what that is. This pattern is My Little Gargoyle by Fiona. Rose Bob also had a second entry. She did Barney, a dog. It's a knit pattern, and the pattern itself is called Sweetheart by Sue Stratford. And this is a good little small item, a teeny stash buster using up some yarn. So very cute. Thank you, Rose. Carmen did a couple of entries. Her first one is a crocheted Phineas and Ferb. That's a cartoon. I believe it's a Disney cartoon. And they're amigurumis. The pattern is by Vivian Russo File. She also did a Baymax from Big Hero 6. And this pattern is by Erin Hunye. And she crocheted this for her daughter. Allison Roseboom knit two last-minute ornament gifts. She did some Snowball Buddies by Susan Claudino. The first one is an owl, and the second one is a bunny. So very, very cute. Audrey made two Henry's bunnies, and these are both out of handspun, and one is in white Angora. They're both beautiful, but I particularly like the Angora one. It's very, very pretty. And that pattern is by Sarah Elizabeth Kellner. The next one to share with you, Sharon made 3 owls for gift bags. These are Owl Puffs by Jenna Krupar. And is another stash buster project. She used her yarn scraps, and I just love the way they turned out. Very, very nice. Okay, the next one is Robin created both a Tin Man and the Wicked Witch from the Wizard of Oz patterns by Sharon Ohala. It looks like she's creating a whole set of Wizard of Oz patterns. She has done those two plus a flying monkey so far. So here is her Tin Man and also the Wicked Witch. And Christina is back with another entry, a Snowball Bunny by Susan Claudino as well. They're very, very cute. Well done. And Kristen knit a Spider-Man Sheldon for her son. Sheldon is a turtle pattern by Ruth Homarugas. And it looks like your son really loves it. What a nice idea to have the turtle in Spider-Man colors. Looks really cool. Next one is by Robin. She entered again with a cute crocheted winter bunny. And this is by the same designer as the Tin Man and Wicked Witch, Sharon Hohala. It's very cute, and I love the hat and scarf on him. Very, very cute. Rose also knit another adorable puppy from the same pattern as her Barney. This time it's Brian using alpaca boucle. Very, very nice. This pattern is called Sweetheart by Sue Stratford. So he's very, very cute as well. Jean knit a hedgehog by Amy Gaines for her sister-in-law. And I love the red scarf on that one. It's very, very cute as well. And Vonnie crocheted Blue Dart, and it's an amigurumi froggy pattern by Ribble Monster. So very, very cool. Robin also crocheted another pattern by Sharon Hohala. This time it's Belvedere Beaver. This is one of her older patterns. Very nice, Robin. Thank you. Valeria crocheted another adorable Oops the Bunny, and this is by Talia from the PHN, the Penhook and Needles podcast. She's Franciscan Gypsy on Ravelry,
And this Oops the Bunny is very cute, and I love your reference to their drinking game on their podcast. So if you haven't watched their podcast, you'll have to check that out, about their so-called drinking game. Next is Robin's crocheted creation Baby Bear Ornament by Little Muggles. It's very cute, and yes, you were saying how it would look really adorable in different colored sweaters, and I agree that would be a really nice set to make them all matching, but with different colored sweaters. Very cute. Vonnie squeezed in one last entry on New Year's Eve with a Mrs. Bakery Bear by Kay Jones, and I love the color, of course. That's very nice. Very nice, Vonnie. Thank you. And Sue also entered in on the last day with another Franciscan gypsy design called Cyrano the Bookworm. I believe she made this out of the kit that she got from Talia, and she said she slithered in just in time, and it certainly did. That was wonderful. And lastly, the last two entries were by Allison. She did both a mouse and a deer snowball bunnies by Susan Claudino. So that was wonderful to see those as well. So thank you, everybody. So that's it. 124 toys in the running for the prizes. Thank you, everybody who has entered in all your toys, for all the chatter and support and compliments and comments that you've put in, the chatter thread as well. So I really, really love doing this knit along. It's my first ever knit along, and it couldn't have been a better one to start with, because I just adore the lovely ladies at Pinhook and Needles, and I adore making toys as well. So this was perfect. So thank you, everyone who entered. Thank you, Talia and Marlisha, for inviting me to be a co-host. I really love doing it. I'm going to miss going over these toys each week. So thankfully, random.org chose the winners, because there's no way that I could choose winners out of all these beautiful projects that were entered. What I did do, besides the physical prizes, I've added in a few US $10 or less Ravelry patterns as well. I've got even a bonus one. So I have 8 prizes to award for all the entries. So as I said, I put in random.org posts 2 to 140. And the first, before I do that, the first prize that I wanted to announce was actually from the chatter thread. I wanted to give a US $10 or less Ravelry giftable pattern to one person from the chatter thread. So random.org, as you'll see here, chose post number 135, and that is from Studio Von Designs. I believe that's Bonnie. Congratulations. Just get a hold of me on Ravelry and let me know what pattern you would like. It is $10 or less US, and I will gift that to you. I also was going to have just one US $10 or less pattern giftable from Ravelry for the finished objects thread as well, but I've decided to do 2, so I have a bonus prize here. So the first of the 2 pattern prizes, random.org picked number 55, Kathy San, for her pink pig. And congratulations, Kathy. Again, get a hold of me and let me know what pattern you would like. That is $10 or less on Ravelry, and that I could gift to you. And the bonus one, I did another drawing, and random.org chose post number 131, and that's Rose Bob for her puppy. I think it was the Brian puppy that we just saw. So again, please get a hold of me through Ravelry and let me know what pattern you'd like. That is $10 or less US. So congratulations to all the pattern winners. And next we'll get into the actual physical prizes that are going to be awarded. The first is the Stitchcraft Marketing Notions. These were generously donated by Stephanie at Stitchcraft Marketing. So there's some stitch markers and a needle gauge. And these random.org chose number 130, Mima Knits 2. And that was for your yellow bunny toy. So congratulations. Let me know via Ravelry your mailing address and I'll get those out to you. The next prize to award is the project bag and stitch markers from On the Dock Knits. And that's this lovely project bag that Pat created for us. And her stitch markers as well. And so random.org chose for this one post number 36, Seductive Berry. I think that's Maria, for her Yeti. So congratulations, Seductive Berry. You won the project bag. So get a hold of me with your mailing address for that. The next prize to award is the Fondant Fiber and soap. Apologies for the crinkling. So this is this lovely Fondant Fiber Enola Gay fiber and knitter's soap, and that goes to number 88, Actun Kitten, for her 3 French hens. So congratulations. And the last 2 are for the 2 skeins of beautiful Ancient Arts yarns. So the first one is the Maine Coon Callie. Beautiful, beautiful yarn. And the second is this wonderful Calico Cat colorway. So the winner of the Maine Coon Callie yarn, random.org chose number 71, Grenice, for her Foxylicious toy. So congratulations, you've won this yarn. Get a hold of me with your mailing address, please. And the last draw today is for the Ancient Arts Calico Cat, and that was post number 89, Tilly Trout. You've won for your Holly the One-Eyed Cat toy. So how perfect is that? Cat toy, and you're getting some cat-themed yarn. So that's it for the toy cal. I'm very sad to see that it's ended, but I had a wonderful, wonderful time. Thank you, everybody, for all your participation, for your entries, for the chatting, for the comments and compliments, and the support you were giving others. It was just wonderful to see. I'm really going to miss all that activity on the RAV boards, and also miss sharing them with you on the podcast here too. So thank you, everyone. Thank you, Talia and Marlisha, for inviting me to be a co-host. I had a wonderful, wonderful time. It couldn't have been a better first knit along to participate in and co-host than that. You both are wonderful people, and I love making toys, so it was a perfect cal to start out with. Well, with the new year, I thought I would have a new schedule for the podcast. I'm going to be recording now every other week rather than every week, so that it gives me more time to actually create and get more things done in my projects. I want to get more yarn dyeing done, some sewing, back to spinning, that kind of thing. And because podcasting takes up nearly the whole day of a 2-day weekend, it does take quite a bit of time out of my crafting time. So I thought every 2 weeks would be also better, that I could share with you a lot more progress in my projects and hopefully share even more projects with you. So that means the next episode, episode 30, will come out about January the 18th. So until then, I hope you have a wonderful couple of weeks. I thought I'd end today's episode with some special guests that arrived at my sister's place while we were visiting with family a couple of days after Christmas. So until I see you next time, have a wonderful couple of weeks, everyone. Thank you for visiting. I hope you enjoyed your visit with me in my Victorian studio. Bye-bye.